Okay, so we are back for the Singapore Grand Prix F1 2025 qualifying. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us or joined me for FP1, FP2, FP3. We've seen some drama with Liam Lawson crashing in FP2 and FP3, but we've just seen footage where it looks like those mechanics have managed to rebuild Liam's car in time for the all-important qualifying. Very, very close in FP3. There's literally only a few tenths between 4th to 7th. So I'm expecting an exciting qualifying. It's what we want. It's what we want. A nice, exciting qualifying. We haven't really seen the Ferraris show up yet. Hopefully the Ferraris can show a little bit of pace. We haven't seen that really in free practice. Hamilton perhaps a little bit quicker than Leclerc so far, but we do know that Charles Leclerc is excellent in qualifying. He's very, very quick over one lap. So yeah, lots of action to come hopefully over the next hour or so. Mighty Max. Are we going to see Mighty Max do it again? I have to say, I think we are. I think he showed us in FP3 just a little glimpse of his pace, putting that car in P1 in FP3. I do think that Max is going to get pole today. I said it in my preview show. I made it quite clear. I think Max Verstappen is going to be your pole sitter. And I also think he's going to win the race. That's my predictions from my preview show. I also said I think my driver of the day is probably going to be Alexander Albon in the race. But then having seen Carlos Sainz turn up in practice, he seems to be on that wave of success that he found in Baku, getting Williams' first podium, his first podium in the season, his best result this season, his best qualifying result this season in P2. You know, keeping hold of that podium position. Excellent stuff in Baku from Carlos Sainz. And he actually, he had no bad luck, which we do know Carlos Sainz has suffered from some bad luck, I would say, this season. And also maybe some slight mechanical issues with that Williams. But he looks confident. He's quick. He's been quicker than Albon. I thought Albon was going to come back with a fight, but this is where we're going to see it in qualifying. So we can all get excited because just a few minutes now before qualifying kicks off. Is there a chance of seeing any red flags? Yes. Those walls are unforgiving. We saw Liam Lawson hit the wall twice. Smash up his car twice. So yeah, we definitely could see some yellow flags, red flag situations during qualifying, which could play with the order a little bit. But the cars are so close in that sort of first, I would say from rows 2 to 7, the cars are very close. So I'm expecting a very exciting qualifying because, as we all know, free practice is a little dull. It doesn't give us too much information. It gives us a little bit. We do get some details of where we think these cars are going to, how competitive they're going to be. I mean, to be honest, yesterday, I thought Aston Martin were looking pretty good. Yeah, Gemma, I like that. Nice to have you in the chat. Let's hope it's not a carnival of red flags. At least when you get a red flag in qualifying, they pause the clock and let the drivers come back out and put their times in. Yeah. Trying to get comfortable. So qualifying is going to start in just 2 minutes. we need Ferrari to show up. They've not shown up yet. They've not turned up in practice. So we need to get an indicator of just how quick they are. We have got an indicator of how quick Red Bull are, with Max Verstappen putting that car P1 in FP3. And that new front wing that they brought to Singapore is providing that extra downforce and front end grip that I think Max likes. So it's quite interesting with the development of the Red Bull car and their upgrades, because they brought a new floor which brought a balance to that Red Bull car through the slower corners. Hence Max was, and also worked great in the lower downforce tracks. And now what they've done, because we're now at a medium downforce track in Singapore, they brought a very aggressive front wing, which is providing a lot more front end grip. And we all know Max Verstappen likes his cars with a huge amount of front end grip. No one else can drive them, obviously, but that's how Max likes it. So they have brought this upgrade of a more aggressive front wing. And what does Max do? He puts in the fastest time in FP3. So there's a queue to get out of the pits for Q1. Interested to see how Liam Lawson reacts to his second smash into the wall. Hey, Destroy Television, nice to have you with us. Hello, motorsport fan. We are back for the business end. It's qualifying. Let's go. I'm interested to see if Liam Lawson approaches qualifying in a very tentative way after smashing up that Racing Bulls car twice in 2 sessions. Smashed it up in FP2, smashed it up in FP3. Is he going to smash it up again in qualifying? He's going to be feeling the pressure, I'm sure. All the cars queuing up to get out of the pit lane. All keen to get that banker lap in Q3. So 17 minutes for every driver to put in a quick enough lap to get them into Q2. Oh, Binotto's in the paddock. Is he? I wonder if he's still friends with the guys at Ferrari. I mean, he's literally stolen he sold their 2 lead engine designers, didn't he? To go over to join him in Audi. So I don't know how popular he's going to be. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that the whole Ferrari losing their lead power unit engineers at this really strange time, when Wheatley was telling us that the Audi power unit is on track. It's been on the dyno for months. They're just tweaking reliability. Yeah, the Audi engine development team have obviously done a sterling job. Well, Binotto also, he's gone over to Audi as the one of the top brass there, and he was the CTO at Ferrari, wasn't he? 2019, been one of the top jobs there. So Audi really stealing some top talent from other teams. Okay, we're off with 15 minutes on the clock in Q3. So it looks like Lewis Hamilton got off his infringement on the under red flag in the earlier session, FP3. He had to go and see the stewards, and I think they just gave him a telling off, but no further action taken. Hamilton on his first quick lap. Let's see what marker he puts down. Okay, Lewis Hamilton pulled out of his first flying lap. Oh, he's gone wide. Yeah, it's track limits. Overcooked it. Exceeded track limits. So he had to pull out the lap. He should have enough fuel to go again, though. So Sainz is a good one to watch. He was quick in FP3. He's putting in a time now. Let's see where he's in the 131. So Stroll's gone 131.5. So I'm expecting the times to get down into the 129s. So Albon's putting a 131.4. Yellow flag already. Okay, that was a incredibly short yellow flag. Leclerc's on a lap. Hadjar's on a lap. Gone fastest out of anybody in second sector. Sainz. Leclerc with a 130.9 P1. Just slightly faster than Sainz. Bortoletto a tenth slower than Leclerc. Everyone's out on the soft tyre. Hadjar P1 130.8. These times will drop throughout the next 10 minutes for sure. Norris, fastest first sector, fastest second sector. He's going to easily take P1 at this point. Good luck from Norris this. 120. Yeah, 130.5. That's putting P1. Hadjar P2. Verstappen already taking the fastest middle sector. Verstappen was quickest in free practice 3. Verstappen found some time in that third sector as well. He's put it on P1. Hamilton on a lap. I do not think it's going to be good enough to go P1. Oh, it's Hamilton with the fastest sector, sector 3 of anyone. P2. So Hamilton just slightly quicker than Norris by 1/100th. So Piastri on a flying lap slowed down for a yellow flag, and all someone did was got out of the way and went down the runoff area. He's right, and you hear him on the team radio saying you can't give a yellow flag for somebody going on the runoff area to get out of the way. And he's right, to be fair. It's ruined Piastri's lap. Excuse me. Excuse me. So Verstappen, quickest again. No, still quickest with a 130.3. Behrman, putting a reasonable lap. He's just a tenth behind Verstappen. Hamilton behind Behrman. Norris. Hadjar, Leclerc, Sainz, Bortoletto, Ocon, Lawson. It's a decent lap that by Behrman, to be fair. He's only a tenth behind Verstappen. Russell could even only manage P3 on his first flying lap, and he's a tenth behind Behrman. It's a good lap that by Behrman. It really is. Yeah, good lap. That Haas really only a tenth behind Verstappen's lap on it, so it's a 130.4. It's a good lap by Behrman. That will probably be enough to see him through to Q2 for sure. Oh, losing my Sky feed. That annoying thing, we have to reboot your Skybox. What am I missing? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, it feels like it's taking forever. Storm Amy messing with my Sky feed. Get in the chat, tell me what I've missed. Who's quickest? I'm trying to reboot my Sky. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. God, it's taking forever. We've got Storm Amy in the UK right now, and I think it's actually affecting my signal of my Sky dish. Come on. No. Okay. I'm glad you can see it, Motorsport fan. I can't see it. Storm Amy. Killing my feed. Okay, I think we're getting it back now. Rebooting. My skybox. Come on. A destroyed television can't see it either. This is not good. Wow. Bear with me. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I literally had to reboot my Sky Q. Had to unplug it. You know, the old-fashioned, what do you do when you speak to tech support? Unplug it. Plug it back in. What did I miss? Hamilton P1, Russell P2, Norris P3, Verstappen P4, Antonelli P5, Hadjar P6, Piastri P7. So who's getting eliminated? Tsunoda's just gone in P10. Sainz is through, Lawson through, Alonso. So who's in danger? Colapinto, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, Ocon and Gasly. All in danger. Hamilton, P1 though. Impressive. Impressive. I can't believe I missed it. Pissing around my skybox. Oh, it looks like so. Okay. Stroll out. Stroll out. So he's not made it. We've got Bortoleto out. Q1. So we've got Bortoleto out, Stroll out, Esteban Ocon as well. So we've got Ocon out. Q1. Also out. And we've obviously got Alpine, Colapinto out. And Lance Stroll out. Ocon's out. Lance Stroll out. Gasly out. Okay, so those are your 5 that are out in Q1. Gemma, do you say the IT crowd? I need. Do you know what I need? I need an IT person. I can't believe that I missed Hamilton putting the fastest time in Q3, all because I had to go and reboot my Skybox. How annoying! It's all working fine now, though. I think it's all to do with we've got Storm Amy in the UK right now, and I think it's messing around with everyone's Sky. Definitely messed mine up. But yeah, at the worst possible time. Of course, it works in FP1, FP2, and FP3 when no one really cares. But we're at the business end. I lose my picture. Not good. We're all good now, though. So we'll be able to go into Q2. Unbelievable. Hamilton then putting in a good lap in Q1. We spoke about it in the preview show because of everything Hamilton's been through this week. I mean, it's such a sad week for him. You know, losing his dog, Roscoe, his furry companion of like 10 years, must have been brutal for him. You know, and I wondered how it would affect him going into this weekend. Well, I said he can either channel all that emotion into something positive and just give that extra little boost to try and rinse everything you can out of the car. And there we go. We see Hamilton putting P1. Yeah, I agree, motorsport fan. Ocon again taking Behrman. Ocon again being taken to school by Behrman. Which is weird because Ocon, the start of the season for Ocon, the first half of the season was very, very good. But Behrman, we all know Behrman is quick over a lap, isn't he? Behrman just has a few rookie errors in him. I mean, do you remember when we first when he stepped in that Ferrari in his debut, everyone was like, wow, like Behrman's quick. And he is quick. There's no doubt about it. But he's just got a rookie error in him, hasn't he? But he's a future Ferrari driver for sure. Future Ferrari driver for sure. Because you've got to remember, Haas is the budget team. The budget team on the F1 grid literally has the smallest budget out of anyone else on that team to run and operate as an F1 team. And and they get all they literally get all the spare parts from Ferrari. Ferrari suspension, Ferrari engine, Ferrari gearbox, yeah, Ferrari running gear. It's what it is. It's what they've got. And they managed to put a team out on such a limited budget. Hulkenberg outqualifies Bortoleto. Yeah, Hulkenberg's had some bad luck though, hasn't he? I can't believe it. I lost my picture again. This is going to be one of those days today. Technical gremlins. There we go. Yeah, Albon's got a point to prove as well with Sainz performing well. Albon really needs to try and find his groove after his mistake in Baku. So they're just discussing Piastri having to lift off on one of his flying laps when a car literally went down the runoff area and let him past. I agree. He shouldn't have had to do that. But Hamilton fastest. Verstappen, 10th behind him. Well, 800th. Then Norris. So Brundle's just talking to Andy Cowell, Aston Martin team principal, saying the car looked good yesterday. We were saying the same thing, weren't we, Motorsport fan? We were saying the Aston Martin looked pretty good. He's saying that they're losing most of their time in turn 17, losing 3/10, which is a lot. So Fernando's still in though. That Aston Martin losing time, turn 16, turn 17. And what Andy Cowell's saying is that the engineers are looking at how to help Fernando in that section of the track with a slight setup change. But we were saying the same thing. We were saying the Aston Martin looked good in practice. It looked balanced. It was quick. Fernando Alonso was putting in some good times. Hamilton's going to be pleased. Going fastest, putting a good lap together. Yeah. Motorsport fans and Aston Martin's biggest weakness in Sector 2. Let's have a quick look. Let's bring up the track. Yeah. 16 and 17 is where they're losing their time. So I don't know what they're going to do with the setup in the Aston Martin just to try and... They said they lost 3/10 in turns 16 and 17. That's a huge amount of speed to scrub off on two corners. Be interesting to see what they do to tweak the setup of the Aston Martin. They obviously think there's more in there, and they've got a possibility of getting into Q3 with Fernando. Lance Stroll obviously is, well, he's out. P17, not a good result for him. And Lance Stroll's not backward in coming forward when he he's very open about when the car's not very good. So session restarts in just under 3 minutes. I really want Fernando to put a good lap in here. So I'm just having a little swig of my water. Oh. Yeah, Piastri needs to find a little bit of pace, I think, as well in this in Q2. He was hampered on his fast lap though by a yellow flag, which made him slow down, and then the yellow flag was removed after about 5 seconds. It's annoying. It's annoying that can happen. I think there needs to be. I think they need to. You got to remember all these marshals and stewards. I couldn't believe it when I found out they're all volunteers. So there's no sort of consistency in marshalling and stewardship because they don't pay anybody. They should pay some chief stewards to travel with the F1 circus. But all these stewards are all volunteers, so you get a different level of kind of officiating at every Grand Prix, which isn't really what you want. So Yuki Tsunoda P10, he needs to find a bit of pace. If Verstappen's up there at the top and you're down in P10, that's not a good advert where you're trying to, convince the grid that you deserve a drive in 2026. So Yuki is going to need to find some pace in that Red Bull car in Q2. He's got to get through to Q3. If he has another one of those qualifying sessions where he doesn't make Q3, it is not great. Your Q-nuts come back out again. Just texting Tubby George, find out what's going on. Okay, they're coming back out. 15 minutes of Q2. Can Hamilton find that pace again? I'm rooting for him. I really am. After the week he's been through, no one would begrudge Hamilton having a great Grand Prix weekend. Yeah, it's been a hell of a week over at Ferrari. Hell of a week for Hamilton. Leclerc, there's been, leaks. His management have been talking to other teams about him leaving Ferrari potentially. So Motorsport fan, the AMR25 is absolutely hard to set up. Can't wait for the AMR26. Me too. Especially when we'll see more of Newey and Caddy in the paddock next year. Well, yeah, you know, I can't wait to see the car Newey puts on the grid in Melbourne. Cannot wait. Especially with that. I mean, I think that Honda power unit is going to be brilliant as well. Okay, so Q2, we've got Hamilton, Verstappen, Hadjar, Leclerc, Behrman. Great result for Behrman. Sonoda, Sainz, Lawson. I mean, he's recovering well considering what's been going on. With his crash in FP2 and FP3. Alonso, he's still in there. Albon, Norris, Antonelli, Piastri, Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg doesn't often get it into Q2. Like Motorsport fan said, he doesn't often beat Bortoletto. But we're getting to the business end now. Let's see. Ollie Behrman, though. If he puts that Haas into Q3, credit where it's due. He's done himself a lot of favours. So Verstappen on a quick lap. So Verstappen's going to be the first to put a time in Q2. Going to put a marker down. Hello, the Wooden. Can you believe the TV director? We wait to watch quali, and then when the cars are out on track, they show us irrelevant people in the garages. Yeah, I know. Show us all the girlfriends. That's what they do. Let's see what's going out on track. So Verstappen first with a 129.7 on the soft. Behrman's put a time of 130.2, Hadjar 130.1, Albon 130.4. I think if you're in the 129s, you're going to make it through. So Russell's gone fastest in sector 1. Yeah, I think a 129 is gonna get you through to Q3. Russell hooking up a decent lap here. He's coming into traffic though. Alonso P3 at the moment. George Russell's gone 4th fastest. Still waiting for Norris, Antonelli, Piastri, Leclerc, and Hulkenberg to put a time in. Hamilton's not put a time in either, actually. He's backed off on his first, what could have been a flying lap in Q2. Norris has gone P3, but he's 2.5 tenths down. on Max. Antonelli's closest to Max. Just a 10th off. Oh. Piastri. Second fastest. Norris third fastest. Hadjar fourth fastest at the minute. Leclerc and Hamilton both on flyers. Hamilton's gone third fast with the 129. That should be enough, actually, to put him through to Q3. I think anything in the 129s will get you through to Q3. Should be. So in the danger zone, the elimination zone, Lawson, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Albon, Antonelli. Oof. Leclerc nearly in the wall there. Oh, he did touch it. He did touch it. So Verstappen still P1, Piastri P2, Hamilton P3. Hamilton looking strong, actually. This is the strongest I've seen Hamilton look in the qualifying session in that Ferrari. Leclerc struggling, but we all know Leclerc is capable of stringing together an outstanding lap. He's done it often. Our motorsport fan hitting us with a stat. I love a stat. I am a stats fan. A very interesting stat here about Alonso's lowest quali grid position. The lowest position Fernando qualified after completing the quali session here in Singapore was P12 in 2015. He started P15 in 2008, but that time his car had a failure. So P12. So Fernando now is currently sixth fastest. So this is a pretty good track for Fernando. And when we see Lance Stroll going out P17 and Alonso up there P6, I mean, would Lance Stroll keep his seat next year if it wasn't for his dad? I don't think so. I don't think so. Remembering that 2015 McLaren Honda shitbox. You can't buy skill. It's true. It's true. But like I said, Lance Stroll can be quick over a lap. You know, he did win F2. Okay, just 4 minutes left now of Q2. Yeah, I think what it is with Lance is it's pressure. I don't think he's great with pressure. I think it's a mental game with Lance. So Antonelli really needs to put a time in here. There's only 3.5 minutes left of Q2 and he's 15th. Same with Yuki. Leclerc as well, all at risk right now. Albon too. George Russell's gone fastest in Sector 1. Antonelli's gone fastest in Sector 2. Hopefully this is going to be enough. It should be. It should be enough for Antonelli to get through. Come on, Lance's shit. Yeah, Lance is look. I'd give him a mid rating. Antonelli's gone P1. That's a decent time. That 1:29.6. That's definitely enough to take him through to Q3. So George Russell on a quick lap. This should be enough. George Russell's gone P1. He's gone faster than Antonelli. I think Lance is. I think he's better than like Colapinto. He's capable of being quick, but he's inconsistent. I think Motorsport's right. He's inconsistent. People just hate him because of his privilege. You know. Van Dorn. One minute 22 left now. So we've got Hamilton coming out to put one more flyer. Leclerc, he's down in P15. Sonoda in P14. This is action stations. Who is going to scrape it through into Q3? Is Lawson going to put a time in? Behrman's P12 at the minute, all on laps. Behrman's improved. He's P8. Hadjar's P7. Sainz now down to P11. Okay, Leclerc is on a quick lap. Norris P4. Piastri P5. Charles Leclerc, he's got to put it on. He's got to put a lap together here or he's out. He's under a little bit of pressure here. This is his only chance. He can't make a mistake or he'll be out. Alonso, P8. Albon, P10. He's got to put a time in here, Leclerc, or it's game over. So, Albon. Hulkenberg has pushed both the Williams out. Leclerc, P6. Hulkenberg's out. So, Behrman scrapes through. Wow. Wow. So, Hulkenberg out. Q2. And I'm surprised that both Williams are down in 12th and 13th. So we've lost Alexander Albon out. P12. We've lost Lawson and Yuki. That is terrible. Oh, Yuki. So Lawson and Yuki are also eliminated Q2, but Yuki, you know, he's on an audition. He really is. He's on he's on an audition at the minute where he's trying to win a seat for 2026, and he's out in Q2 again. Liam Lawson, I'm not quite as surprised about. He put the car in the wall twice, FP2 and FP3. So was he giving it 100% Lawson in qualifying? He was probably scared to death about putting that car in the wall. But congratulations, Ollie Behrman, into Q3. Excellent for the rookie. Excellent. Great result. And Hadjar out, yeah, you're right, motorsport fan. Hadjar out-qualifies Lawson by over 3/10. I can understand it though. Lawson's literally written off the car twice. He's put it in the wall twice. I don't think Lawson is really going to be pushing 100% under those circumstances. But both Ferraris through to Q3. Leclerc was under some pressure then, wasn't he? It was his last lap of Q2 where he managed to string it together, and I think he put it P5 or P6. So yeah, Leclerc just managing to put a lap together at the end of Q2. But this is it, the business end. I mean, for Yuki though, like Yuki Tsunoda, you can't have your teammate like putting the car on pole and you going out in Q2. Like, I still think Max is the one to watch. I still think Max is the guy most. I think he can put it on pole. I predicted Max pole position, Max race win. I think he's gonna do it as well. Not long till we find out on the pole position. But Yuki, I mean, another bad qualifying really for Yuki, I think. And Liam Lawson's had a stinker, crashing the car twice in free practice and going out in Q2. It isn't good enough. When Hadjar's up there putting the car through to Q3, you can't. It's no good. Not good enough. Yeah, the warden says bin it 3 times in a weekend would have to be a record. And do you know what? That is a great bit of trivia. Has anyone binned the car 3 times on a race weekend? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. If anyone, it's a good bit of trivia that. Can anyone answer that question? Has anyone binned the car 3 times in a race weekend? Must have happened. Or which drivers crashed the car more times in a race weekend? That's a question. Cola Pinto probably has. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of the current driver crop. Who's most likely to do that? I've got to give it Cola Pinto. Yeah, the one says Max's teammates just can't get to grips with the setup. And that makes the setup that makes Max so quick. I know Max has his car with so much front end grip that no one else can drive it. No one can drive it like that. It's twitchy as hell. I don't know why Max likes it like that, but he does, and it's quick for him. No, I don't understand why no one else is able to. Well, Max, it's Max, isn't it? Max really is a bit sort of just. He's Max. He's on his own with his talent. I mean, I don't even know who else drives with a similar driving style to Max. He's on his own, really. But George Russell there, showing some speed. Again, quicker than Antonelli. Not by too much, though. Antonelli really keeping George Russell honest, actually, which is what Antonelli needs to do. Oh, that's interesting. Motorsport Fan says in Alonso's 15 appearances here at Singapore, he's made it into Q3 12 times. And even in the years when he was in a shit car. Yeah, it's true. Alonso might surprise us. Top for Alonso, maybe P6. Maybe. Good result for him. Yeah, you're right. The one he puts the car on a knife's edge with no understeer. You're right. It's literally one mistake, you're in the wall. Yeah, it's a crazy driving style. Antonelli is looking quick. Antonelli is keeping George Russell honest today, for sure. So, and yeah, you're right. 3 rookies, Antonelli, Behrman and Hadjar, all through to Q3. 3 rookies in Q3. Love to see it. This is the business end, starting again in just 30 seconds time. You know, it's great. I mean, and also we have to say that out of those 3 rookies, Behrman's in the worst car. You know, Behrman's in the Haas. And he's got a very experienced teammate in Esteban Ocon, who, you know, isn't in Q3. So, yeah. Ollie Behrman, good performance. Great performance. Here we go, the lineup for the shootout. Where's my dog? What are you doing? Come here. Sit. Down. Okay, here we go. Action stations. Q3. Yeah, you're right. Behrman will be hot property, the Woodham. Yeah, no, I haven't been talking about that actually. Yeah. Alexander Dunn, released by McLaren's driver development program. Well, we know why that is. Q Helmut Marko at Red Bull, and him joining the Red Bull camp, right? Quick driver, Dunn. Quick driver. And if you look at the Red Bull are 100% going to be interested. And if you look at the 2 statements, the one by McLaren and the one by him, Alex Dunn, his statement was saying, very grateful for all the time you spent with the development of what I've learned. I'm very pleased with the time I spent at McLaren, blah, blah, blah. Super polite. And then McLaren's statement was, Alex Dunn, we've terminated Alex Dunn's contract with immediate effect. And that was it. Like, okay, you can tell who's more happy about this situation than who isn't. Yeah, Dunn's quick. He'll get his drive in F1 for sure. Yeah, so Motorsport Fan says Antonelli, Behrman, Hadjar, Bortoletto. Yeah, I think they're going to be long-serving members of the grid. I do. Each one of those drivers, I think, they're here to stay, aren't they? But here we go. The shootout, 10 minutes. We've got Russell, Behrman, Verstappen, Antonelli, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, Hadjar, and Alonso. Great drives from Alonso, Hadjar, and Behrman. Truthfully. Russell out first. "10 minutes till we find out who is going to be sitting on pole." 3 world champions in Q3. You're right. Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso. experience counts for something in this game, for sure. You know, Alonso being what he lacks in youth, he makes up for it with just his wisdom. Well, George Russell kissed the wall really hard there. But yet he put in a pretty quick lap. 1:29.1. So he really gave the wall a hard kiss there. Yeah, I agree with that, the Wooden. Yeah, if Alonso hadn't picked the wrong teams at the wrong time, he would have won many more world championships. He might win one next year, though, in the Newey car. Right? You never know. Might be a great chance for it. Would he be the oldest man to win a world championship at 45? I think he might be if he wins next year. Oi. No. No. Okay, Hamilton goes P4. Leclerc P5. Verstappen's quickest in the middle sector. Are we going to see a Verstappen? Piastri's gone second fastest. That lap with Russell where he actually hit the wall pretty darn hard is still P1. Verstappen's P2. Yeah, Russell on provisional pole. And if you watch that lap back, he really whacked the wall. It was a good lap that from Russell at 1:29.1. We're just showing us where he hit the wall. Oof. I don't know how he got away with that. He hit the wall pretty hard there. And he still managed provisional pole. Oh! Fangio won it at 46, did he? Is that right? Fangio won it at age 46. Still, it's still a great story for in the modern Formula One era for Fernando Alonso to win it at 45. I'm here for it. I'm here for the plot. Yeah, it was an insane lap from George Russell. That it was it's a good lap, but it's going to take some beating. Give him a new contract, Toto. Sign his damn contract. Give him what he wants. He's a good driver. He's a top 3 driver. And if he gets pole today, you better give him the same money that Lando Norris is getting. Because that Mercedes is not the best car on the grid. Antonelli is nearly 4/10 behind him. So everyone's going to come out for probably one last flying lap. One last attempt. And Hamilton currently half a tenth faster than Leclerc. So Piastri's only on P3. Norris down in P5. McLaren obviously don't look dominant here. I mean, that lap from George Russell is going to take some beating. 0.2 quicker than Verstappen, 3.5 quicker than Piastri. Yeah, 2012 was not a good year for Alonso. Yeah, he was close. I mean, I think Alonso would have loved to have won a world championship in a Ferrari, wouldn't he? But how many drivers went to Ferrari, great drivers, and didn't manage to win a world championship? There's Vettel, Alonso. Yeah, it is. It's every driver's dream to win the world championship in a Ferrari. There's a glamour about Ferrari that there's nowhere else on the grid. Just 2.5 minutes left. Oh, excuse me. I'm not sure anyone's going to go faster than that Russell lap, you know. Not convinced. But if they are, this is when they're going to do it. 2 minutes left. Let's see if Hamilton can improve. Norris needs to improve. He's done a P5. Behrman P9. Alonso P10. I'm not really expecting Behrman and Alonso to do. Maybe those two could swap, but here we go. Norris. On a lap, Norris. I agree, motorsport fan. If you could win one world championship in your F1 career and you got to choose the team, I think everybody would choose Ferrari to win it in. Unless you're American, it'd be Cadillac, for sure. So everyone out on the lap now. This is the business end of qualifying. Russell, provisional pole with a 1:29.1, which is a quick time. I think because Antonelli's so young, motorsport fan, that we could see Antonelli in a Ferrari at some point in his career for sure. What is he now? 18, 19? Yeah. If he stays in the sport and proves himself, 100%. Charles Leclerc's on a quick lap. Leclerc couldn't go faster than Hamilton. P7. George Russell, has he improved? Russell on provisional pole. Can anybody beat him? I'm trying to scan Verstappen's time. Verstappen P2. Still on a fire. Hamilton nearly stacked it. He's outqualified Leclerc. That's confirmed. But can he improve? He stays P6. Verstappen, this is going to be close. He's going to be close. George Russell. George Russell. Pole position. I didn't predict that, but all I can say about that result, George Russell P1, Verstappen P2, Piastri P3, Antonelli P4. Well done, Antonelli. It's a good result for him. Norris P5, Hamilton P6, Leclerc P7, Hadjar P8, Behrman P9, Alonso P10. George Russell, you know, Toto Wolff needs to sign his damn contract, right? Toto Wolff needs to give George Russell what he's asking for. He's not asking for a lot. He's a great driver, and you really are disrespecting him, Toto. And I know you watched the show. So well done, George Russell. P1 provisional, well, sorry, P1 pole position for your race after holding that provisional pole after hitting the wall. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well done, George Russell. Brilliant. Is that the first time? So Motorsport Fan says it's the first time he's had a pole at Singapore. I mean, it's Mercedes' best chance of getting another win. This now, like they did in Canada. It's an excellent drive from the Mercedes drivers, especially George Russell. Toto Wolff, give him his contract. It's an excellent result, beating Max Verstappen there into P2. But you can't rule out Max for the race. So yeah, George Russell's going to be absolutely ecstatic with that. Made it exciting at the end there, didn't it? Made it. Yeah, Ferrari just continuous nightmare. Yeah, Ferrari, I don't think they're going to bring a better or an upgraded car between now and the end of the season. I think that's what we're dealing with. Ferrari, that car is literally that. Yeah, but a very interesting qualifying that. Got quite exciting at the end. Well done to Alonso, making it through to Q3. Behrman, great result, P9. Hadjar, P8. Great result for all those three drivers, really. And George Russell smashed it. Brilliant. And Hamilton out-qualifying Leclerc. That's a good result for him as well. So, interesting qualifying. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow for the race, I will be jumping on a live stream, but I'm going to be jumping on late. Purely because I have got a job that I can't get out of. So I will be late into the stream, but I will be coming on. So keep an eye out for that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And let's have a great Singapore Grand Prix tomorrow. Ta-ta. Oh, by the way, and thank you to everyone in the chat. The Wooden, Gemma, Motorsport Fan. Made it really good fun. Thanks a lot, guys.